Today's Friday, March 18th. Happy National Sloppy Joe Day. Go ahead, look it up. Today I want to look at two stocks that are dragging the NASDAQ 100 down. If you look at the major indices today, you'll see everything's pretty much in the green. The Dow up around 90 as I speak right now in late morning. NASDAQ 100 slightly in the red. So anyway, let's take a look at why. And the two biggest culprits are Amazon and Microsoft. I'm going to start with Microsoft. You can see what's going on over here. So far, if the market were to close right now, we have an outside day to the downside, and volume actually pretty heavy for half a day here. So that's something to be concerned about, or is it? I'm going to zoom back out on this chart here, and let's find a good place to look at this thing. Anyway, I got a bunch of indicators on the bottom. We got the 50-day moving average on top. And for kicks, let's put the 200-day moving average as well. Where is that? There we go. Let's put a 200 up there, and red is a little stark. Let's make it green. And there you go. So what do we see here? Well, we see a stock that's above its 200-day average, a stock that's also above its 50-day average, and as long as we're looking at lines, stock that appears to have a breakout from a 2-month or 2.5-month consolidation pattern. Call it a bull flag if you like, call it a pennant, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is that this stock is above features, technical features, and that makes it, by definition, fairly bullish. I don't want to say long-term bullish because I'm not looking at a big picture chart here. So let's see what we got going underneath. RSI, Relative Strength Index, not bad, kind of where you want it to be in the strong area, above 50 but not quite 80. On balance volume here, well, not great, but certainly not going down. So I wouldn't say that's bad. And just for kicks, the Chaikin money flow underneath, this is rising, so that's showing that in terms of this particular indicator, money's coming in, so that's good. And on the bottom is just raw volume. We just looked at that for the volume today is pretty heavy, but otherwise, nothing special. You might argue that this is still falling, depends on how today's volume ends up. So that's kind of a warning, but not really a contrary indicator at this point. So Microsoft, although it's down today big, still looks pretty good overall. Again, have to see how it closes today, and if it follows through the downside tomorrow, if it ends up with a reversal, then you have to change your tune, or at least look for something different. And the other culprit today in the NASDAQ 100, Amazon. Okay, I'm going to start removing some of these indicators because they're getting in the way now. Not a whole lot of information here on volume, although declining volume, a down day with bigger volume yesterday, so that's a negative. So volume leans negative, certainly not a scary negative. Checking money flow, still pretty high, although it seems to have turned the corner. So this is something to watch. On balance volume above it here, that's still in a downtrend. So not quite as happy in terms of volume and derivative volume indicators as Microsoft was. And I'm just going to get rid of these, leaving RSI, and this is now somewhere below the 50 line, so that's a negative. And just for kicks, since I'm talking about a stock that's kind of flat, Stochastics is a little bit better. Just use the standard defaults there. And you can see clearly decline. You can even call that a bearish divergence. And how do we know that? We'll zoom in here. And we pretty much have, I'll draw it up here and drag it back down. You might say coincident tops here. So if that's the case, then you have a bearish divergence in Stochastics. So that's a negative. All right, zooming in a little bit more, let's get rid of some of this stuff. Now look where it is on its averages. Right now, it's below both major averages, the 50 and the 200-day. That's not a good thing, of course. I'm going to drag this line down, and now you got a stock with a mini double top below its averages. So definitely something that is dragging the NASDAQ 100 down. Not one of your better stocks. I know this was a FANG stock, but you can see it has not recovered like the market has this year. So that's a negative. The torch has been passed from Amazon to something else. Maybe it's back to Microsoft, who knows. Stock like Oracle's doing well this week. Nice gap up and continuation. So maybe Old Tech is coming back. Who knows? I'm not going to make that call. You can do that. But just looking at what we have here on Technician, just simple moving averages, some simple studies, a couple of trend lines, and you can see why is the NASDAQ 100 being dragged down? Well, here you have it. Here are two big names here. As we speak, I see the NASDAQ 100 has gone green, but certainly not at the same pace as the rest of the market. So there you have it, and check it out, and happy Sloppy Joe Day.